Hi everyone, I'm Clarence, Product Manager at Pigeonhole Live. Thank you for having us here today, Enrique.
No, glad to have you with us today, Clarence. I know many of our customers are eager to learn more about your integration with Bizzabo. So, shall we begin?
Absolutely. So I'm going to start off by just giving a quick rundown of what value we offer, right? And also, of course, demo our integration. So Bizzabo provides a really great event management platform and it's complemented by some audience engagement features. For us, Pigeonhole Live, we built upon this foundation and we give Bizzabo customers a wider range of impactful and customizable tools to engage their audiences. So as part of this integration, our features such as Q&A, chat, polls, quizzes, word clouds, and more, they provide a valuable event experience for both you and your audience.
Well, that's an incredible number of features. So, what are some of the key benefits of using Pigeonhole Live for our attendees and our event organizers here?
I would summarize it into 3 points. So firstly, it's easy to use across different event settings, such as using live Q&As in keynote speeches to boost audience engagement and project the questions on a very large screen. Or during breakout sessions, you could also use your live polls to gauge your attendees' interests. We'll definitely get more in detail into this later on. And next, we also sustain engagement throughout the event's life cycle with features like session casting. And session casting helps to guide participants all to the right place, making sure that the virtual and the in-person audiences are all seeing the same thing as you as the organizer.
So, we're saying farewell to lost audiences once and for all.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, oh yeah, we also have features like keeping your Q&As open for as long as you want, which means that you can create valuable FAQs that attendees can consistently refer to even after the event is over.
Okay, so like extended Q&As are pretty handy as we can forget what we've discussed, leaving questions seemingly unanswered from the event.
Yep. And finally, also a big benefit is that you get real-time and post-event analytics, which offers insights into attendee engagement, popular topics, your favorite speakers, and so much more.
No, great. So why don't you walk us through the integration real quick?
Sure. Let's head to the demo page then. So I'm showing my screen in my window now. You'll see that we have the Bizzabo platform here and our integration working like a charm here. Okay, but first I'm going to show you how to access Pigeonhole Live on the Bizzabo platform. So we start off often here, creating a session on Bizzabo. Well, what you have to do is to go to the engagement tab. And now you see that I have Pigeonhole Live loaded up here. If you don't see that, don't worry, just get in touch with your friendly Bizzabo account person, right, to help because they will help you to install it into your Bizzabo account. It will come disabled, just enable it, and then you're all set to link Pigeonhole Live sessions with the Bizzabo session.
So that's so easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy actually. Um, so I guess what I can do now is going to show you how Pigeonhole Live is being used together with Bizzabo. So let me start with showing you an agenda maybe. Let me show that. Okay, so what you're seeing here is what we call our dashboard, the Pigeonhole Live platform. This is our dashboard, and here is where you kind of organize the sessions to be linked to your Bizzabo session. Right, so I've our team, for the purposes of this demo, we have kind of set up all these different sessions like polls, chat, surveys, and Q&As. Um, Oh, and another point I wanted to bring up is while your virtual audiences can just easily and seamlessly log in to Bizzabo and automatically come in with their profile and signed in to Pigeonhole Live, for in-person audiences, it's not difficult as well. All you need to do is, let's say you have a large projector screen at the event, just show them the QR code that we have here, right? So in person, all they need to do is take the mobile phones, scan the QR code, and they're in to the event. Let me switch this back. Yep.
Oh, so that's wonderful. And so the audience view can apply to all forms of events, both in person, virtual, and hybrid.
Definitely for sure. I think virtual, hybrid, especially hybrid today, it's really critical and it's become a norm, a normal way of interaction.
Right. So
So
let's talk about polling.
sure. So I have set up some polls, right? And polls are kind of a very important tool that we have observed customers using quite often. One way it's being used is to kind of unite in-person and virtual audiences because, of course, they are kind of separated. They are in different places. But with a poll, we can put them all in one space as they interact together and feel each other's energy, right? So let me just give you a quick example. You can see that a poll like this, you can set it up easily. And yeah, you can change, your audience members can change your answers. And that's a poll. So yeah, really, really useful for getting a sense of what is the temperature or the energy in the room, right? What we also have is actually marketers using polls for lead generation. Or rather qualifying leads. So a marketing team, like what I've shown here, they can, let's say, set up a webinar and then run the webinar and start asking questions in a poll just to gauge and qualify your leads to see how interested they are in your product. And for example, if I put here, I strongly agree, I want to purchase the enterprise workspace license. After this, the marketer can easily go to the insights that I will demonstrate later. And in the insights, trace this result to a specific person and attendee, and then perhaps contact this person. So that's why it's used as a demand generation tool as well.
No, that's awesome. So I see you also have multiple different types of polling options.
Yeah, I have a few. The next one that I think we have seen customers use the assessment for is the kind of check for understanding. When they run courses, professional education courses or workshops, they might have a module, the attendees learn something, and then they might start to kind of test. And so we can, in an assessment, set the right answers. And this therefore kind of gives them a kind of like a grade. So our customers have found that useful, like in giving out CEP certification as well.
That's awesome. And who doesn't like a little friendly competition with getting right or wrong answers?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I think I'll turn next now to the Q&A. So the Q&A is kind of like the heart of Pigeonhole Live. I think it was one of the earlier session types that we created and was kind of a hit with our customers, right? So here I've set up one based on the topic of empowering supply chain vendors for food sustainability. I've set up some speakers as well, right? So you can set up a panel of speakers for your Q&A. And with a Q&A tool, it allows your audience members to submit questions anonymously. If you allow that in the settings, they can submit anonymously. So they can really ask questions without fear of, I don't know, repercussion. And of course, you can also set it such that they submit using their identities, the true identities. So they submit these questions, and the audience members will kind of vote, can upvote or downvote them. And the purpose of that is to kind of push all the important topics that your audiences are concerned about to the top. And as an organizer, you'll be able to address those.
Gotcha. So I see by upvoting, you can highlight the most relevant questions during the limited discussion time. Um,
Yep, that's right.
so now, if managers would like better control of the questions asked, how would they do that?
Okay, so definitely we understand our customers need a level of control, given that these are often very formal events and very large scale. So you can see, let me bring you here. This is the admin panel I'm showing you. The admin panel is used by moderators and admins to kind of control the sessions and run it. So in the Q&A, you'll find there's something called pending, right? I don't have any questions here yet, but essentially I've turned on a setting where, or you can turn on a setting such that each time your audience member submits a question, it'll first come here in the pending questions, and then a moderator can approve the question if it's relevant, right? Or if it's not relevant, they can dismiss it. So you find that there's a dismiss pile over here, and you can find there are questions that are not really relevant to the topic at hand. So as the admin, I dismiss those. Or sometimes as an admin, I may really want to find out a little bit more. Oh, someone has submitted a question. So yeah, like this, right? So someone submitted a question. And I'm going to allow this because it seems reasonable, right? But these dismissed ones, I can directly reply and ask further questions like why was this question being asked, for example.
No, that's incredible. Well, thanks for going through these details. I think it's really important for our event managers to know that these tools are available.
Yep, for sure. So I think I've come to my last part of the demo, which is the insights part, the insights portion. So with insights, we do have data and visualized stats for our organizers to kind of better understand what transpired during the event. They can see here high-level stats of, for example, participants and across different intervals, what are their join rates and how many people were joining across the day or the event, right? Here in the sessions tab, you will see that we have high-level stats. And of course, we break down stats according to the sessions as well. And the cherry on top is that our organizers can download an Excel of each session's stats. I'll show you an example of that here, right? So like this was or this is the Excel, the stats Excel for the Q&A that I demonstrated earlier. You find that there's a breakdown even further into more granular data points. And organizers can use this to perhaps compare engagement between this town hall and the previous one to see if they're improving in terms of the engagement, or they can look at this and think of how to better plan the next one.
Well,
You can see that they
awesome.
have questions here as well.
Well, that's awesome. Well, great demo, Clarence. It's been a quick but fantastic introduction to Pigeonhole, and what you showed us is really cool. It showed us that the integration can be a real game changer for anyone aiming to amplify audience engagements at their events for Bizzabo.
Yeah, definitely. We hope to do that. Um, yeah. So I think let me just recap our key takeaways. With the Bizzabo and Pigeonhole Live integration, you can, number one, streamline your event management. We get Bizzabo to kind of handle the heavy lifting of the pre-event setup, registration, and all that, and we enhance the event with our tools. So you'll find that it's all streamlined and seamless for you. So the second thing, the second point is we are able to sustain engagement throughout the whole event, and this is important because especially with virtual audiences, hybrid audiences, you do need a little help with the digital tools to engage them. And lastly, we definitely offer the insights that still derive value from the event and allow organizers to improve going forward. So to learn more about us, Pigeonhole Live, do visit pigeonholelive.com and yeah, feel free to explore the features and the use cases that we have on our website.
Awesome. And just for everyone's knowledge here, how much does Pigeonhole live integration cost?
Oh, that's a great question. So a paid plan with us is necessary to use, but if you want to try us out before making a purchase, we're definitely very happy to make that happen. So just get in touch with us and we'll see how we can help you with that.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Clarence, for joining us today. Really was great seeing the Pigeonhole live in action.
Yeah. Enrique, thank you so much for getting us here. We just really want to see how our customers and actually both Bizzabo and Pigeonhole Live users work together using this integration.
All right. Awesome. Well, see you soon.